It is yet another beautiful Wednesday afternoon right here in the city of Ilaro. Welcome to that program, Poly TV Newspaper Review and Analysis on your darling station, Poly TV Ilaro. And today is such a very interesting, or let me say, very exciting day because we're celebrating this live and also celebrating the legacy of the former rector of the institution. That's Dr. Olusegun Olarewaju Aluko, PhD. He was the former rector before we have Dr. Mukail Aremu Akinde. Today is also the quiz competition of the particular former rector, that's Dr. Aluko. And we're celebrating because that man has lived a very good life, a very good legacy for us to follow. Once again, happy birthday to you. We wish you long life and prosperity. And I will be Samuel Olaniyo. I'm being joined in the studio by our newspaper analyst and also a public affair analyst and also commentator, Mr. Simon Fakir. Welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you.
All right, do you have a word for the former rector, Dr. Aluko?
No. The former rector is a father. What else can I say? A caring and loving father who tried and successfully transformed the face of this tertiary institution, Federal Polytechnic Laro. And if I will continue to quote the incumbent rector, we refer to him as his godfather. So meaning that it is progress, it is transformation in progress, because he is working, he's taking after him, because he learned at his feet. So I want to see Dr. Aluko has now become an institution. Yes, because he's living, he has left behind a good legacy for others to emulate. So, as you said, I wish him more prosperous birthday on earth. So, he's a role model that we are looking at. Some of us have seen him as someone that we should take after.
All right. Well, let me also add that 13 is Dr. Aluko. Why 14 is mine?
Wow.
Just a day after.
It's good that just, the lessons learned today, will be carrying over to tomorrow. So I want to see you becoming another Dr. Olusegun Aluko in the nearest future. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. Let's get straight to it. We have the Punch newspaper, we have the Vanguard, we have the Guardian, we have the Nigerian Tribune, as well as Daily Trust newspaper. The first will be the Punch newspaper. On the front page of the Punch is quite a very interesting story that says pre-primary screening. Tension mounts as APC panels disqualify over 150 aspirants. Also, screening fallout rocks state ahead of Friday's commencement of primaries. Disqualified APC candidates storm appeal panels as Anambra chapter expels 30. And also, aggrieved aspirants pie pressure on APC over screening row. There seems to be lots of tension surrounding the APC primary. We have reports that the governor of Rivers State, Simi Fubara, might have been disqualified. I don't know how true that might be. And also, I think two other governors were absent, that of Ebonyi. But when the APC chairman was speaking with pressmen, he said they are governors and then they had state assignments to attend to. Probably that was why they were not around. Do you think APC is probably going through some internal crisis that might eventually lead to some, division?
Is it correct to say that, to regard to it as internal crisis? Maybe it's a normal politicking. Yes, it is normal because of varied interests. So our politics is about interest. So nobody is there for charity.
Definitely.
So it's not necessarily a crisis, but conflict of interest. Yeah, that is how I can describe it. And it is normal, until the deadline when the screening is completed. Then we now know who is who, and everybody will have to fight its battle just to see how he or she can mount pressure onto the leaders for consideration. So, and after the whole thing, everything will return to normal. That is the game of politics. That is the way they play it. So it is expected.
All right. Okay, so let's get straight to still the Punch newspaper. This is quite a very interesting story that says Makinde may join 2027 presidential race on Thursday. Makinde may join presidential race on Thursday. That's tomorrow. What are the chances of Oyo State Governor Makinde? Is this another political gimmicks?
Yes, it's likely. The challenge I'm facing is that I have never been a politician. I would have known what exactly
Is he looking
he's
for?
looking for, but not the victory at the
Okay.
poll. No. He's an engineer.
Yes.
Yes, and a science, an engineer of that status is not dullard. It's brilliant. So he must have measure his chances, do the
To be
stats,
sure.
and see what is at stake. So he knows that he can never win under any circumstances in the coming election. So he doesn't need anybody to tell him.
He
But
knows
what
that
he's looking for,
is what we're not
apart
sure
from
of.
negotiation, whether to use that to negotiate with the president, that is what apart from that, is what I don't know. So maybe time will tell.
Okay. All right. Straight to the world of Nigerian Tribune newspaper. This afternoon on the Nigerian Tribune, we have a quite interesting story. Still on the APC primaries, it says consensus options shaky as 101 aspirants I-28 Guba ticket. Kwara leads with 16 aspirants, Oyo 11, while Yayi Amzat get challengers in Lagos. Muftwang, Fubara, Haria face opposition, and also Bonu's consensus successful. I think this report is making us understand that even in Lagos State, where we have the national leader and the father of the party, the president Bola Ahmed Tinubu, there is still, I think we have some other persons that took the form, and also same as Yai, despite the popularity. Do you we would have thought that at this point Ogun State and Lagos would have had we have two popular candidates in terms of Yai and Amzat, but still we have some people that still went ahead to get form despite the party leadership saying that they've already given the consensus to Yai and Amzat.
Just as in the case of Makinde we just mentioned, to me, it's all about negotiation, trying to find a leverage by which they can have a stronger negotiation. So that is what is at stake, the way they are doing it. Somebody who obtains form, how are you going to ignore him at the end of the day? So he has to be drawn closer. Come. So for the fact that he was able to afford that amount to buy the form is enough to know that he's a strong somebody. We just have to reckon with him,
Okay.
So that is the way they play it.
That's just their political cards.
Yes.
All right, let's go to the world of the Guardian newspaper this afternoon. On the Guardian, we have quite a very let me say, intriguing story. It says 56 years later, Gowon relieves civil war in autobiography. 56 years later, Gowon relieves civil war in autobiography. There seems to be a lot of historical, should I call it historical, maybe records about the civil war. For we that were not born then, I want to, from your own perspective, what were the things that you think Nigeria would have done to have avoided or to evade the war as at then? And are there still lessons for us to learn?
Whatever we say here, based on your intro, that we were not born then, it's just going to be theory. So in practical, it may not work. But let's say it. When I look at what happened then, I look at the age of the individuals who were in the position of authority to take decision. They were young guys, except that they were experienced in carrying arms. I'm not sure they've gotten any other thing. I think the head of state then, had he married, I'm not sure. So maybe, as Yoruba would say, hot blood had prompted them to take that decision. Otherwise, maybe okay. Yes, I learned. I had former President Olusegun Obasanjo recently when he said that war was avoidable.
Hmm.
Yes, but because all of them were younger, they lacked that maturity, resistance, and foresight to know where can this end. When Yoruba says àgbàlagbà ló máa mọ ibi tí igi máa wó sí. Foresight, look beyond this thing may not. So, but because they lack those things, those qualities, they couldn't avoid the war, and it was fought. So here we are today, still living with the wound and the scars. So the lesson therein for us is that we should always look for alternative way to resolve our misunderstanding, the so-called conflict of interest. Yes, going back to who initially, according to all we read, that started the war, Ojumeko Duku, late, was not comfortable with who was the commanding officer at that time, and for him who had went to the United Kingdom to study, now return with that. I think Colonel was saying, this one. So you see, so before he knows it, many wrong things has happened. So today the lesson is that we should always be patient, look for ways to live in peace with one another. We are not born the same place. There are human what do we call it, differences. So, and for peace to reign, somebody, especially the leadership, must learn to make sacrifice, just to be cheated, as how Bible put it, that we should be prepared to be exploited. So just for the sake of peace, when you say it's not that you are so full, but just for peace to reign. So that is the lesson. We should not allow any situation to get to when we will be looking at fighting, killing ourselves. No, it's not the best way.
All right. Thank you for that insight on that. The Civil War 56 years later, and that's really a good lesson to learn from. I was straight to the world of the Vanguard newspaper this afternoon. On the Vanguard, we have still on politics. APC says APC knockout today. 30 governors, 88 senators, 242 reps, 2,620 others. No fate today. Party to release screening reports today. Iwada reads route asks to aspirants. I'm ready to face any aspirant. Beat Abiodun in primaries. That's coming from former governor Benga Daniel. Also, Ogun East APC endorses Abiodun for Senate. I want us to come straight down to Ogun State, where the polity seems to be eating up in the north, in the Ogun East senatorial district, between the former governor. Almost very soon is going to be a former governor also, the current governor and the former governor, Benga Daniel and Dapo Abiodun. The leaders in Ogun East are saying we stand on the mandate of the governor, but the former governor is saying that I am popular, I have grassroots mobilization, let's go to the primary poll. What do you think? Do you think they might eventually move for consensus or primaries?
Okay.
And what are the chances of both candidates?
Not out of immodest and disrespect to Ogun East APC leaders. The last election, it was so bad that they didn't see the incumbent governor as their leader. They didn't vote for him. It was so embarrassing. So between then and now, maybe 3 years ago, what has changed? Because some of us who reported that incident learned from the people of Remo and Ijebu that the incumbent governor did not have political structure.
Mm.
To what extent that is true was only reflected in the results of the election. So, again, what has changed? Today, the governor has been nominated as the consensus candidate. Good for him. But my fear is that Hope, the party leaders, has really positioned him structurally and politically for him to win, to gather enough votes to win at the poll. Because when you go to Ijebu-Ode, you know, we are journalists, we try to do some, what do we call it? To
Investigation.
Yeah, to sample opinions of people. They will be telling you, even in Remo, between that roundabout to his house, to the governor's house, by the left-hand side is the house of Adebutus.
Mm.
And an Okada man was telling us that we have better son now, pointing at Adebutu. And we asked him, are you saying the governor has not done something convincible that you can even consider? You have governor here. This is his house. The man was not saying, his utterances were not encouraging. That is Remo. And he referred us to that 2023 election. So what I'm trying to say is that I wish and I'll be happy if the governor have improved on his impression and reputation with his people.
I think that has changed because the leaders are now endorsing him as their consensus candidate.
That is where I'm looking at. If the party, I said it earlier, that yes, it's good that the party have adopted him, but have they done the necessary homework to ensure that people will vote for the governor? I mentioned sampling of opinion now. So it doesn't favor the incumbent governor. But how I wish, so that APC will not have problem. I mean, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, talking about former governor, Otunba Gbenga is the incumbent senator, and you don't need, go to Ijebu-Ode area. We didn't do anything around Shagamu. But at Ijebu-Ode, where we know that it's not, of course, he has his base there, his house is there, and his roots also is there. You hear what people are saying, that if he should come 10,000 times, they will vote for him. This is not to market or demarket anybody, but we are looking at the larger picture of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu figures to win the election. The Northeast is in heat. The South, Dixon is not taking easy with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The North Central, the Kwarans, there is religious issue. This is the Southwest, the Ogun State, where he started from, and where he could get the best, the maximum votes. So they should be careful, so that selfish interest will not just rub off the chances of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to return for his second term. So, in my opinion, if they will prefer the incumbent governor, then both Remo and Ijebu should be tightening their bets, should start going from house to house to ensure that, because I don't see him having good electoral, getting maximum electorate voting for him at that election. But I see OGD as a ready-made market, that anybody in Ogun State will do his bid anytime, any day. So I wish that the incumbent governor agreed to proposal of maybe minister or any other, fleshy position. Then the incumbent senator should get his second term ticket, so that the chances of President Tinubu will be certain. This is the chance of Southwest at the presidential level. So that is just my concern. So the issue of adopted candidate consensus, you will realize that at the end of the day, many of the consensus candidates will not win. So that is why I prefer direct primaries. Let them go for direct primaries. Let the most popular win. And I also suggest that incumbent governors, deputy governors, chief of staffs, all political appointees now presently in government should not be allowed to contest that election, because it will erode all trust that the followers or party members have in that party. How do you think somebody? I mean, there's this popular saying that they say you don't become judge in your own case. So then, what is the case with a governor, incumbent governor, who is to decide who will get the senatorial ticket, since he is also interested, aspiring for the so that is, you can see that the fairness of it, the balancing and equity has been taken away from APC system of this consensus of a thing. So I want a situation where there will be fairness in whatever in Nigeria electoral system, or of Nigeria, so that at the end of the day, there will continue to be peace. And by that, dividend of democracy can be easily earned. Now that there have been face-off in many districts, do you expect the incumbent governor to win that senatorial ticket and be happy with those of us who are urging him, encouraging him to go for other position, so that President Tinubu will find it easier to win the election? But why do we need to face this challenge or face off? It's because that constitution allows incumbent political office holders to partake in the same election they are going to oversee. So to me, it's not fair, and something reasonable must be done. As for the chances of the two of them, yes, the incumbent senator have that upper chances. We all know. We've been in Ogun State for some times now, and I will urge the incumbent governor to consider his children and wife. You just have to return home and settle down, at least for his family to enjoy him for a while before embarking on another political journey.
He's always been going home anyway, every weekend or every day.
No, it's always busy now. People will be disturbing with phone calls, messages, WhatsApp, voice notes. But now there will be none. He will just be playing with his wife, the children, the grandchildren. He's now a grandfather.
All right, so thank you for that insight. Straight to the word of Daily Trust newspaper. On a very sad note, over 100 killed in Zamfara market airstrike, and also gunmen attack Kano community, kill 5. It's not quite a very interesting time for Nigerians living in the northern part of the country. Every day it's either a military airstrike, it's either bandits, kidnapping, and all sorts. For how long do you think we'll continue to ripple in this state of insecurity as a nation?
Okay, for the fact that it's man-made, so I always feel for innocent casualties. But looking at this figure, it is more of bandits, terrorists
that were killed.
Yes, who were killed. Yes, some people, parents were saying that their children were there, and the people of the north were complaining that they were civilians. But maybe we should put it into perspective. A concentrated area, a terrorist concentrated area was bombed. And some people were now claiming that there were civilians who were bombed together in that area.
How logical.
Good. So maybe 2 or 3 things must have happened. Some people are living or have their house near to the terrorist camp. Okay? So it means that those people, because they are not blind and deaf, they must have been hearing or seeing signs suspiciously, and they failed one way or the other to inform the security operatives. So Bolo Dodoba Wanjia then the election. Okay, that is one. Two, if not that section, maybe there are some marketers, traders who are nearby selling something to those people. They may claim that they don't know them as terrorists or bandits, but they are selling to a group of people who should have looked suspicious, who would have been buying from them at extraordinary price. Yes, exorbitant price rather. So, and Yoruba will say again, ikun jọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀, ikun something. So, kò mọ̀ pé ohun tó dùn ló ń pa ni. So maybe they found themselves there being part of shared from the bombing because they did not know when to retrace their step. Ìṣìṣìn wọ́n ní iṣẹ́ àìmọṣẹ́ kò ìṣìṣìn ló jẹ́ kó tẹ̀lé kú wọ kòtò. Yeah. So that two categories of people I think can be categorized as civilians, but they might be also, we can add another title, maybe
bandit sympathizer.
Yes, bandit sympathizer, compromised civilians,
okay.
unpatriotic civilians.
Okay.
Hashtag Afulai, or how do you put it? But I think, bí yóò bá rìnrìn wàsà, wọn ò ní fèkúrọ́ lọ. So may God forgive us if we have, yes. But I think what were they doing there in that vicinity, populated, saturated by bandits and terrorists?
All right. Thank you. We need to go. Thank you for your analysis on the program today, Mr. Simon Fakeye. He is the publisher of Resort Magazine. Thank you once again. And on a closing note, once again, happy birthday to the former rector of the institution, Dr. Olariwaju Olusegun Aluko. He's an architect. We love you. God bless you. I'm Samuel Olaniyo. Thanks for watching and bye for now.